Today I have to be completely honest, folks. I am content. I'm beyond happy. I'm delighted and I am content with multiple things in life. And it's not often that you get to say that, you know? So we're enjoying it. We're enjoying the moment. We're enjoying the day. Quick recap of this morning. We've already been through one of the bosses, not the final boss, that might be the carta d'identità, but one of the bosses of Italian burocrazia, the famous Italian bureaucracy machine. This morning I had to change some details connected to the Italian tax people, connected to the local council, connected to my contract of my lease, essentially, and it actually went very well, went very smoothly, all unexpected. So we're moving towards being, a slightly more accepted person in this country. That aside, though, I have 2 days off in a row. Like I said, almost unheard of, so time to catch up on things, time to make some content, time to eat and sleep at regular, normal human hours, and time to fill you guys in on a little life update that I am finally becoming a pasticcera. Finally. If you have not been following the channel for very long, I arrived in Italy 3 years ago, and when I arrived, obviously I was unemployed, didn't have a job here. I had just left my job as a lawyer. I had just finished my full legal solicitor training in Scotland and knew it wasn't my path. I wanted to work in food, and when I arrived here in Italy, the first job I got was working up front in a gelateria as someone who, sells, scoops the ice cream, blah, blah, blah. But after almost 2 years, it was, time to kind of move on into, out of my comfort zone and into something that I actually wanted to do back of house instead of front. So I started making gelato in a different place. And I am very soon going to be changing job because very unexpectedly, but very excitedly, a new place that I'm going to be working in here in Venice want me as their pastry cook, pastry chef. Pastry chef feels like too big a title as like the entry level, so we'll go with pastry cook, pasticcera. I'm going to be making actual desserts for a living. Like, I'm already making gelato for a living, which is crazy, but I'm going to be doing the thing that I've been trying and wanting to do now for almost a decade. And I'm very happy, it's very exciting. Otherwise, things are going pretty smoothly, pretty chill. I've been doing a lot of traveling back and forth for work all over this part of the country, but soon I'm going to be a bit more fixed in Venice, which I'm very happy about. I may change my tune as the tourist season kicks off again. A little bit hypocritical as a foreigner, I know, but going to be a little bit more stable in my working hours. Hopefully that means that I'll have more time to make more regular content for you guys, as I know it's been very sporadic of late. But today and tomorrow really, I want to take you guys along for a chill couple of days, show you what I'm eating, what I'm getting up to, and just, give you guys some chill, ASMR content at the same time. But before anything, it's time for a little bit of super easy, borderline lazy lunch, and then maybe venture out to do a little bit of shopping because I'm out of tea bags. A truly British tragedy. So it's slightly exaggerated with the size of the bowl, but better this way. So I have the last of a box of couscous. It might be enough for one and a half, 2 portions. We'll see once it's all fluffed up. Just gonna add some salt and some boiling water once that gets up to heat. Add some capers, some sun-dried tomatoes, a little bit of some greens that I buy ready, cooked and seasoned, because certain things in life I'm just a bit lazy with, we'll be honest. Probably also gonna add some tuna, some olive oil, some herbs, some tahini. Okay, so we have some salt, some tahini, which is like a Mexican chili and lemon, lime, salt stuff. Some white pepper, a little bit of thyme if I didn't already say it. Just gonna give it a little sugar and a shake. I love couscous. It's such an easy grain, compared to obviously pasta and rice only take 10-15 minutes max, but couscous 5 minutes, and it goes with everything, and it's so easy to prep ahead. I make it a lot. It's just a super handy thing to have. I've been making a lot of packed lunches like this recently because it's a good way to pack in, you know, protein, carbohydrates, fat, nutrients all in one thing that you can just spoon into your gob without much thought. And that's exactly what we're doing again today. Also, mysteriously, all of my 4 flatmates are not here today, meaning that no one else drank the other half of the moka, which means this should be mine for after lunch. A luxury I didn't expect today. Anyway, my water's boiling. Folks, we're back and we did some shopping. So I went into this really cute little tea shop we have nearby, which I don't go into regularly because it's a little bit pricey, but I got myself a little tea egg for infusing loose leaf tea, because up until now, just in a couple of months I've been here, I've just been drinking tea with tea bags. But I got this lovely rooibos raspberry and vanilla tea. Rooibos is like this red tea, I believe it's South African, like black tea, like green tea, you know, it's its own kind of flavor. It's caffeine free naturally, which is good like in the evenings and stuff like that, and it just tastes really nice. So fancy little treat for maybe not every day, but certainly when I want like a nice cup of tea. And otherwise I just got a couple of bits and pieces for my better half for Valentine's Day, because I'm not big into like gifts for Valentine's Day, but a couple of, you know, an excuse for a couple of little treats, why not? So there's some candied ginger, which he's a big fan of, and just some chocolates. Classic, a little bit tacky, but it's still fun. Otherwise, also did some kind of regular basic food shopping and some shopping for cleaning stuff, nothing particularly vlog worthy or exciting. Had a little wander around some other shops, just a wander and a mooch. Just now, I think I'm gonna try this tea, do a little bit of writing, a little bit of content planning, and tonight I'm gonna head to a friend's house because a little group of us, we're gonna have a little kind of board game night. How cute is this thing though? Good afternoon, folks. Slightly hectic morning this morning in that I woke up about half an hour before I was due to take a train to Padova, which is if you don't know, it's a city nearby Venice. It's where I'm working at the moment, and I had a meeting to attend this morning and slept through my alarm. So I started the day off rushing with no makeup, eating a relatively grim train station breakfast. And as a little reward, as a little way to calm myself down after said meeting, took myself on a little kind of stroll around the city centre in Padova, had a look in some shops, didn't buy anything. Got myself a little cookie and some coffee from this place called Steam Power that I've been wanting to try for a while. Really cute inside. It's got this kind of gentle steampunk theme going on inside. Baked stuff, I must say, maybe I expected a little bit more. It definitely leans more towards like American style than Italian or European style baking really, but the coffee was outstanding. And on my way home, I picked up some ingredients because tonight I'm going to bring my lovely friends some tiramisu, and it's one that I wanted to do well. and I wanted to make kind of special because we also have an extra guest visiting that we don't normally have. So I wanted to do something kind of nice on that front, and also I wanted to make something because it's been a little while. So instead of the regular savoiardi that you can get, or lady's fingers, or boudoir biscuits as they're sometimes known in the UK for some reason, I got the Sardinian version, which are like longer, fatter, and flatter, and they're like soft in the middle. Normally the kind of biscuits you would use for a tiramisu are like trifle sponges. They're hard, you know, it's like a hard biscuit that you have to soak in coffee for them to even be palatable, really, and they're coated in sugar and they're just not the nicest. These Sardinian ones instead have a texture almost somewhere between like a soft cookie and a scone, actually almost like a macaron as well. Very kind of crisp on the outside, fluffy, but they're not too sweet, and if you wanted to eat them just on their own, you can, without them being too kind of meh. Also, I find that some savoiardi taste just of egg, which isn't my favourite thing. You know, a tiramisu already has so many eggs in them, and if something just tastes of egg and sugar, it's kind of like, you know. Whereas the Sardinian ones have a bit more flour, so they're more biscuity, and they also have some honey in there, which adds a little bit of extra flavour. And then just made a kind of standard basic mascarpone cream and added the seeds of half a vanilla pod. Like €4 worth of vanilla almost, but it's fine. It's gonna be delicious, and we're shading it. Shading is cating. Cating is shading, and shading makes the expense feel smaller. Super easy to throw together. I'll drop the recipe for you guys in the description box below as well, though it's not too dissimilar from the kind of standard Maverick Baking tiramisu recipe I already have on maverickbaking.com. Basically, you want to whip up some egg whites until they're super fluffy. I had to do it by hand because I forget every time I make this that I don't have an electric whisk. Speaking without the S. And you then do the same thing, but with the yolks and the sugar. Then add mascarpone to the yolks and the sugar. You then add the egg whites to the yolks, the sugar, and the mascarpone. Add some vanilla until it's this lovely, thick, but also very light and fluffy mascarpone cream. You then want to make a fuckload of coffee, basically, which when we only have like a 2-person moka takes forever. If you have an espresso machine, or if you have a coffee maker that's more useful than our very, very slow and small capacity induction moka, it was not our choice. It took me a long time to do it, but worth it. Beautifully strong coffee as an outcome. Make a fuckload of coffee, you dip thoroughly until they're almost kind of breaking apart and disintegrating in your hands, the biscuits into the coffee, into your big dish or glasses, individual, whatever you're doing with them, in a big flat layer. Spread over half of your cream, layer of biscuits with coffee, and then the other layer of cream on top. Big, generous, but not too generous dusting of cocoa on top, because no one wants to suffocate, even though it would be a relatively interesting cause of death. And that's it. Ideally, you always want to let tiramisu sit in the fridge for 1 or 2 hours minimum. Always best if you can have it there overnight or done and prepped like the night before. But I'm gonna leave it in there for about 4 or 5 hours before I head over to my friends to enjoy it as a little post-dinner dessert. But aside from dessert eating, dessert making, coffee drinking, and a meeting that could easily have been an email, this afternoon I would like to get some more writing done because I didn't get much done at all yesterday. And yeah, have a chill one, spend some time with friends before heading back to the working routine tomorrow. Ciao Kiwi! Allora? Niente.